We know it well that none of us acting alone can achieve success. We must therefore act together as a united people for national reconciliation, for nation building, for the birth of a new world.
When they talk about Africa, they say Africa is forever chasing a sunrise. But they forget, the sun was born here. It rose first on our soil, found its cadence in our drums, its glow in our gold, its pulse in the footsteps of our ancestors, trading across deserts, building kingdoms and charting stars. And still, the tales spun about us were narrow: aid, crisis, charity. Africa is not a problem to solve, because we know that Africa is unstoppable. Today, we know we are the marketplace of tomorrow. Why trade our harvest raw only to pay a king's ransom for another man's feast? We must add value to copper veins, cobalt dreams, and iron will, and forge it into a bridge for our future. In North Africa, the desert sun is no longer a watcher, it is a worker, lighting homes across the seas. And here at home, no child of Africa should bow to a candle's flicker while the sun blazes above their heads. We have the rivers, the winds, the waves waiting to serve their brilliance and watch our unstoppable continent shine.
Africa is unstoppable.
It's unstoppable.
Unstoppable?
Gold can be measured in ounces, but what measure can hold a sound that makes the whole world dance? What scale can weigh a style that turns heads from Paris to Pretoria? Our culture is not ornament, it is power. When Afrobeat shakes the stadium, policy listens, markets open, and the world leans closer. Think of our innovation. Fintech rewriting the language of money, youth coding futures in lines the world will one day recite like scripture. And yes, we carry scars, the weight of colonial ghosts. But even these are clay in our hands. We reshape them into lessons, into movements, into blueprints for a different kind of power. Because Africa has never only been what was done to it. Africa is what it dares to do next. And today, we dare to be unstoppable. The continent itself is a cathedral, a congregation. It's a wildfire, 1.4 billion strong, young enough to imagine, old enough to remember, brave enough to build. Our youth is not a weakness. We make Africa unstoppable. Look at AFCFTA. Once just a dream, now a drumbeat across the continent. One market, one borderless vision of trade and trust. In 2022, we planted the Global Africa Business Initiative to change the story of Africa, to grow a table where the world looks us eye to eye as partners. Gabi convenes, Gabi connects, Gabi champions, and Gabi catalyzes for Africa. Africa is not waiting to be included. Africa is already leading, and African leaders must no longer battle with what is sacred. For Africa brings with her the promise of a future the world cannot afford to ignore. Africa is unstoppable.
The real power is in AFRICA, is it not?
And across languages, the echo rises. You cannot stop the sun from shining. Different tongues, one truth. We push, we create, we shape. Because the story of an unstoppable Africa is not written in isolation. It is co-authored through investments that recognize value, collaborations that honor dignity, alliances that know that when Africa rises, the world does not lose its gains. The world is in transition, and as the earth braces for another big push, Africa is the solution the world has been searching for to power it. So when Africa is unstoppable, the future itself becomes unstoppable.